The Golden Knights edged Montreal at the Bell Center 6-5 last night. VGK scores 3 power play goals on 7 chances. Now it's off to the Keystone State. Back-to-back games in Philly and Pittsburgh. More coming up ahead right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
Your Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. And find us wherever you get your podcast. And please subscribe to the Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by the Gametime app. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off of your first purchase. So last night, bad penalty on the Canadiens' Brendan Gallagher, that high stick on VGK's Pavel Dorofeyev, and that led to a double minor, which led, Chris, to 2 late VGK power play goals in the final minute 58. Eichel and Stone scoring for the VGK as they account for the first road victory in this 5-game road swing. Your observations of the game as a whole last night, a pretty wild game, particularly that second period of play where there were 6 goals scored, 4 by the VGK.
There's nothing better in hockey than when your teammate is picking up your teeth. I think that's my takeaway right there. You know, Cassidy talked on Tuesday after the Washington game about stick infractions. High sticks, hooks, unnecessary trips. I mean, things happen. Let's be clear. Things happen. But you look at the penalties that, especially what Caden Guhle was taking out there for Montreal, like just whipping the stick over people's heads. I think he knocked Howden's bucket off early in the game. I didn't see who got the high stick up on Dorofeyev, but point being is just unnecessary penalties that don't need to happen. It was Gallagher, okay. Gallagher's been chirping the refs all week, so that's a kind of a little poetic justice right there to see him go into the box.
Jeez, that was
you
good.
know me. I mean, you know me and the refs, so the refs can do no wrong. All kidding aside, I mean, you watch that first period. On the offensive side, it was great. The offensive side was remarkable. Chance after chance after chance. You didn't think the Golden Knights were going to get shut out in this game again. Maybe there's a little bit of doubt in the locker room after another 15, 16, 18 shot performance with like 10 high danger chances. But as someone just casually watching the game, I felt VGK would get back into it. Not greatest on the defensive side. And then obviously they hang a 4 spot in the second period. And just the last little takeaway from me is the fact that they got the third period back to Golden Knights hockey until that last couple of minutes when all heck broke loose. But Montreal is a team that thrives in a track meet environment. They win a lot of their games in high event hockey, trading chance for chance. Well, Vegas, fortunately, was able to beat them at their own game. And then the third period, Vegas brought their game.
Yeah, they surely did. The game was drunk, obviously.
Totally.
And
totally.
you said it was
Go home, you're drunk second period.
You said it was as drunk as me at Top Golf, but
it was. Yeah, you said you were punch drunk. So there
was
it punch drunk. Punch drunk.
Yeah,
okay, yeah,
I was punch drunk. So VGK breaks out of its scoring funk, which is some good news. And then defensively, yeah, still some issues for the Golden Knights. Shea Theodore, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points, and Jack Eichel also had 3. 1 goal. He had 3 points, 1 goal, and 2 assists in that game. So special teams prevail for the Vegas Golden Knights with the 3 power play goals. And they also had, please stop calling it a shorty. They also had a shorthanded goal there by Brett Howden. Was that a 5-on-3 situation? Or was I?
No. It wasn't a 5-on. I mean, it was a 2-on-1.
The end of it?
I mean, there was a very short time when VGK was on the 5-on-3. Mark Stone had a had a rough night getting a couple of penalties pretty much back to back. You don't see him do that a whole lot. I didn't like when Vegas went on the 5-on-3. I thought Mark Stone had a case with the ref. He tied up Suzuki's stick, and Suzuki just dropped like a sack of potatoes. Suzuki's a really good skater. He doesn't drop that easily. A little bit of embellishment, gamesmanship.
There's a little embellishment there.
And you know what? Fine. He got away with it. Good for him. Like, I don't blame him for doing it. That's part of the game, unfortunately. But, that wasn't a great shot by Houghton. It was a 2-on-1, just a little seeing eye shot. And the power play goals, like, think about the power play goals, like Eichel's, for example. It was a snipe. It wasn't a result of all this crazy puck movement and this one-timer that the goalie had no shot, to get. No one was even really covering the goalie. Eichel just said, screw it, we're shooting. Shea Theodore, same thing. One of his patented shots from out high that just has eyes for the back of the net, Tony. There you go. Mm-hmm. Then the other power play goal, Mark Stone just says, screw it, I'm going to jam this thing in, and we're going to go home. But even though Montreal tried to make a game of it at the end, and Adin Hill had to come up huge. Montreal scored almost the exact same goal that they did against Vegas to send the game to overtime, where they have a player kind of camped below the goal line and they get that puck down low, but Adin Hill saved the bacon and sold out. Observation on Adin Hill, 3 of the goals that were given up, the shots came from the exact same spot and went in the exact same location. They're from the right face-off circle, and they beat him blocker side. Coincidence? Possibly. Scouting? Possibly. So
Scouting.
Something to keep an eye on down the road if Montreal unearthed a weakness in Adin Hill's game.
We'll have to see if that continues there. Goaltending as a whole, last couple of games especially, what are your thoughts for VGK?
Adin Hill, we'll start with last night's game. I put the tweet out there. We're not going to put the game on Adin Hill. This is when they were down 2 goals for the second time. The game was not on Adin Hill by any means, but I think if the Golden Knights would have lost the game, this is that spot where Cassidy makes the timely saves, or had we just had one more save comment, which is a casual way of saying good game, but you could have been better. That's my feelings on Thursday's game. And Tuesday's game, Logan, 1 goal given up. It was a busted play. Ben Hutton gets stuck pitching, and Dylan Strom just sniped one over his shoulder. So Logan gave up 1 goal when the game mattered. He gave up that breakaway goal at the end. Who cares about that? Thinking about some of the goals that Adin gave up yesterday, those 3 shots beating them like that, they're high danger areas, and you're talking NHL players, they're pretty good shooters last time I checked. And then you have the other goal where Eichel wins the faceoff. He wins the faceoff, and then he tries to get it back to Martinez and Pietrangelo, who both pinch at the same time. Unfortunately, I think it was Ylonen on the breakaway for Montreal. And then, whatever. What are you going to do about that? And then the 5th goal, goalie pulled. Cassidy broke it down in the post game, said they overcommitted on the puck carrier, left the backside open, which created the chance. So, it was a drunk game. They got out of there with 2 points. They found a way. So, yeah, whatever.
Mark Stone, we did talk about him yesterday on the show because he was very frustrated after that game. Last person on the ice.
Still frustrated.
Yeah, no. He had 2 minors, as you mentioned, in the same period, right? And then he also argued with the refs there when he was leaving the ice and going to the penalty box after that second one. And then, finally the captain has to keep his cool for sure. And he winds up breaking through and helps out his team in the end. But there's a player in Mark Stone who never seems to really, he's fired up, but in an emotional way, but he never seems to lose his cool. I thought that was uncharacteristic from the Cappy.
No,
is that okay? Can I call him the Cappy?
Sure, whatever you say. Mark Stone has credit, I think, with the officials. And what I mean is, when someone like Mark Stone is chirping you, you're going to listen as a ref, as long as he's, when looked like he fired a couple swear words, he was going off, which everyone's going to, give the refs a little bit of business, but he doesn't get personal. I don't think he's ever had an unsportsmanlike penalty, at least not in recent time that I'm aware of. He's not Nathan McKinnon, who gets rung up on a once a week basis. It feels like more on him in our third segment with the Friday, of course. But just looking back at some of the quotes about the game, resiliency was brought up by Eichel and Stone. Mark Stone made a very key quote here. Resilient group, we know what it takes to win. We know we're going to have to win games in different ways. That's important right there. And Cassidy understands that too. I believe Mark Stone talked a little bit about that in his post-game interview. So the experience of a deep playoff run and a Stanley Cup victory has shown the Golden Knights that it's not going to go, every game is not going to be 2-1, 3-1, 3-2. Cassidy knows even better now than at any point in his career that it's okay if a game doesn't go completely according to plan. The Mike Tyson theory, you got to plan until you get punched in the mouth. And then obviously at that point, the gloves come off and you adjust. And that's kind of what happened last night. I mean, Golden Knights, crawled out of multiple 2-goal deficits and not pretty. It cost some teeth for young Pavel Dorofeev, who's going to do his best to Shea Theodore smile impression for the next day or so. I'm guessing we'll see him back on the ice on Saturday, rocking the bubble, and it's hockey, bro.
Coming up next, VGK's third back-to-back of this season, Saturday at the Flyers, Sunday in the Berg in Pittsburgh. We preview those two games, and we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Gametime is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. Both myself and Chris utilize the Gametime app, particularly the last minute, and you could find exclusive flash deals, sponsored deals. You got your tickets? You bought some?
I was looking.
Okay. Oh, you were looking for some. Oh, for
I was
F1.
actually looking. I was looking.
Okay. Be patient. WTF1. We'll get there. Exclusive flash deals they have on sponsored deals on tickets for football, hockey, of course, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and much, much more. And the Gametime guarantee means that you will always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Gametime will credit you with 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. All you need to do, folks, is download the Gametime app like we have. You can create an account and then use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL, and you will get $20 off of your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and use the redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off of your first purchase. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Welcome back, Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. We appreciate you making us your first listen each and every day. And please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is WTF/WTF1 Friday. That's coming up ahead in the third segment. We also have Chris Times Chris, the new YouTube sensation. That show comes your way on Saturdays on our YouTube channel. It's exclusive to all you folks out there and all of our followers of Locked On Golden Knights. One thing I have to do is I have this zone where I cannot swear for a week or 2 weeks prior to doing a basketball or football broadcast. So that's the only way that I could condition myself not to swear. But I'm going to come close today, probably, in WTF1.
Have some control, bro. Have some control.
Okay, so the rematch between VGK and the Flyers first, then the Golden Knights travel to Pittsburgh, where they'll probably try to find Goldie, the fish that saved Pittsburgh. This will be the third back-to-back. I know, very obscure.
How the fish saved Pittsburgh?
Have you ever seen that movie? No? Coach Jerry Tarkanian was in it. Okay, got to go. Do some research, bro. Third back-to-back of the season for VGK. VGK played the Flyers already, a 3-2 Golden Knights victory. Shea Theodore, the game winner. VGK rallied from down 2-1. That was the game that Cotter scored the between the legs goal, right? That was a game.
Instagram sensation.
That's right. Instagram sensation. Expect another tight game perhaps on Saturday at 10 a.m. Las Vegas time.
Love it. Love it.
Carter Hart played very well in that game.
He did.
And then he was injured, and then he also got sick. And then he finally came back and he beat the Canes, I guess. No, he lost to the Canes 3-1, right? No, he beat the Canes, and then they're currently on a 3-game win streak. That's where I'm getting at right now.
Yeah,
Punch drunk. 13-6. They've outscored their opponents in the last 3 games. Just take it from there.
So, I mean, Flyers are who they are. They're a young team with much better leadership in Tortorella. I mean, I said this after the Golden Knights played the Flyers, watching Tortorella's presser after his young team coughed up a late lead and gave up and couldn't even escape with a points. Tortorella was complimentary of his team. He was, excited for the direction and understood the learning curve and everything. I actually rode down the elevator with Danny Briere after the game. I believe he's their general manager.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, very complimentary of the game and everything. And results are important. They want to win. They're competitive, just like the players on the ice are, but they see the big picture and they're accepting of the fact that the players are working their butts off right now. They accept the effort. So the culture of Philadelphia is just in such a good place, and that's going to make the Flyers a tough out no matter what. 3-game winning streak, never a great spot for the opposing team, but the Flyers are just coming off of a worldwide road trip that took them to California, San Jose, Anaheim, LA. The game they lost, oddly enough, was to San Jose. That almost got Tortorella fired probably, and then they beat Anaheim, LA, and Carolina. That's 3 pretty tough outs right there. But this is the first game back from the dreaded road trip for the Flyers. We hear about this first game back from the road trip all the time. We see it in Vegas. It's starting early for the Flyers as well. There is so much more on the side of the Golden Knights this game as far as VGK going in, taking care of business, and I don't think it's going to be that close of a game.
And then they travel the next day to Pittsburgh. They take on the Penguins, a team that saw their 5-game win streak stop as they lost to New Jersey 5-2. Sidney Crosby has a scoring streak of 10 games. And, of course, VGK, I don't think they need to talk to Riley Smith about his dress attire. He'll be in a Penguins uni that night. So he's on the second line currently with Evgeny Malkin and Ricard Raquel. So 6 goals, 6 assists currently for Riley Smith, but he does have a drought of 5 games without a goal. And then, of course, they acquired Erik Karlsson. Erik Karlsson, 5 goals, 11 assists, 16 points, and he is a +9.
That's huge.
And then, of course, VGK will be facing the goaltender Tristan Jarry in that, but he's just he's 6-3 and a 2.56 goals against average. This is a team that is 6th in the Metro. Chris, I think that this game could be a trap game. No, this game could be probably the more difficult of the two. I would have to anticipate if VGK gets the win against the Flyers, then maybe they have some momentum going into Pittsburgh. This could be a very difficult game for the Golden Knights.
So I think, Tony, here we go. You ready, Tony? You ready?
Yeah,
you
fire. Ready? Yeah.
The Golden Knights on Saturday will play at 1 p.m. local time.
10 a.m. here. 10 a.m.
Right.
here.
1 p.m. local Eastern time.
Yeah.
Time zone
on the Schuylkill. Yeah. Okay.
The Pittsburgh Penguins will be in Carolina at 7 p.m. local time on that same day.
It's
so Tony, the Golden
rigged.
Knights are going to beat the Penguins to Pittsburgh. There you go, Tony.
It's so freaking
there you
rigged.
go, Tony. You want to get Tony going here.
Well, thanks for doing that. I really needed some motivation today.
Oh yeah. It's impossible to mention Riley Smith and not think about Barbashev, but I'm gonna do it in a positive light. Barbashev, neither one of us hit this in the first segment. Barbashev blew up Arbor-Jekka, the dude they call Wi-Fi.
Oh my goodness. Did he ever?
Yeah, he blew him up, hurt his,
he never returned
shoulder,
to the ice.
concussed him. Yeah, so Spittin' Chicklets had a good post on it where they showed the video of Jekka being keyed in on the bench, the athletic trainer just watching him waiting for some type of negative reaction. And the second he like held his arm or something, the trainer took him off the ice. The trainer like made the call, hey, let's go. And there you go. So I don't think, did he ever return after that?
No, he did not return.
Okay, so he didn't return. So credit Barbashev for eliminating, and this is the brutality of sports, guys. Same thing in football, where the defensive players are trying to, without doing it in an illegal or penalizing form, knock out the opposing quarterback. Same thing in hockey. You're looking to eliminate players with hard checks. That's what Barbashev did. In my opinion, this is the first big Barbashev moment that we've seen outside of some timely goals, but this is the Barbashev that the Golden Knights need to see. And I don't mean out there just always, hurting players and stuff like that, but that physicality and even brutality. Back to Pittsburgh a little bit. We did mention Riley Smith, 6-6 on the scoring. You said Erik Karlsson's a +9. That's huge right there. That shows that he's.
I didn't expect to see that, to be honest with you.
He's on a more responsible team. I mean,
I think he's on the second pairing too.
Yeah, but what does that mean nowadays? I mean,
he's probably getting,
he's getting 20 minutes a night, whatever.
Okay, whatever. No,
I don't know if he's getting 20 minutes. I'm just assuming he's getting 20 minutes a night.
You go ahead with your thoughts on Karlsson, and
that's it. That's my thoughts on Karlsson. He's playing great. He's playing great, but not as good as Shea Theodore, who's gonna win the Norris this year. There you go, Tony.
So Shea Theodore did he have a span of 5 games without a goal?
Yeah, they made a comment in the broadcast where he was on a.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. It was buffering.
See, I don't know, guys.
We're gonna get to that. Well, that's WTF.
That's fine. I'll be the good angel in that for that one.
Okay, coming up next, it is that time.
Let's go.
WTF. We're gonna give ourselves some time on WTF/WTF1 when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
Add her up.
Fans, we get fired up together, wins or losses, who starts, who sits, who gets checked hard into the boards, who gets tripped up and gets injured. We're very thankful for that and the connection that we all have here. And today we want to chat just a little bit more personally. And we learned that you could get a 1-year supply on ED medications. You realize what that means. Bring on extended travel, bring on the next natural disaster or supply chain issue. You are covered, our friends, and you don't have to worry about whether or not you can refill your generics for Cialis, for Viagra, and your prescriptions. And this is possible because of our friends at Jase Medical. So go online right now, jasemedical.com, to receive your 12-month supply on your daily medication. Remember to use the promo code LOCKEDON at checkout for a discount as well. And we have a lot of customers and their testimonials. And one of our customers said, I'm very thankful for this service. Supply chain issues caused me to cut pills in half to have it. I ordered most of my daily meds with a year supply. I also ordered the antibiotic kit. I feel secure now. Prices are lower than local pharmacies. I highly recommend this for everyone. If you or someone that you love would like to get some peace of mind by having a year's supply of any daily med, then go to jasemedical.com to see if it's offered to you. Remember to use the promo code LOCKEDON for $20 off of your first purchase at jasemedical.com. Welcome back from Las Vegas. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting. We could take that Jase ad off the screen, maybe, perhaps. It's still up there. Okay. Cute. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Chris. WTF. That leads us into our WTF segment. And I do want to start off with the nighttime app. It's WTF and WTF1. We have plenty of time here to rip away. But the Nighttime Plus app, last night I still get a lot of feedback from the fans. If you're outside of this area code, it seems that as though there's issues and you can't get on there. And then last night I had literally about 4 or 5 times where the app kept buffering and I missed some of the hockey action. I'm not going to lie. And, it stops and starts. And I think that every time that it stops and then you go and you try to get back on the app and all that, I think that they count those as views. And that's why they're having a record season, a record year with the amount of people that are watching Vegas Golden Knights hockey. I do. I'm starting to believe that. And so that's my WTF.
Well, I'll jump in.
Wait. You're jumping in a second. Let's just get to one of our.
No, you're good. Fire.
At LouDog777. Holy cow, the Scripps app is a flaming piece of garbage. Missed the entire first period, buffered out 4 to 5 times in the second period. Now it is completely frozen again. No Chromecast support, and the airdrop barely works. Do better. At Golden Knights, at Tony Dasco, hashtag WTF. The fans have had it. It's pretty bad. Oh, just one other one. At that guy, at that underscore guy 448. Why does the zip code matter? As I paid $80 for the season subscription for Nighttime Plus. Do they expect me to always have Wi-Fi? Hashtag insert Kucherov quote here. WTF. Go ahead.
What's the Kucherov quote?
I don't know. Just like, it's pretty funny. Whatever. Okay. It's good creativity.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. I was curious. I feel like I should know that one.
An 8 on that one.
Okay, fair enough. So what I'll say is we do have the Nighttime app here, and we've never had an issue. It buffers sometimes, but for me, I've been fortunate. It's never buffered during a game, and the couple times it buffers, it's during commercial, usually intermissions for me. Exit, come right back in, it works. I've had good luck, and it seems like good luck from the feedback, but I got to at least be fair from my perspective on it. So I'm happy with it so far. Not an issue, but I do get concerns in the back of my mind because obviously people do bring concerns here, and you do see it when you're scrolling up and down Twitter. So earlier in the week, there was a video of Nathan MacKinnon just getting absolutely slew-footed in the Kraken Avalanche game. He got hit pretty good. It's a dangerous play. So I did the old quote retweet, and I said, listen, you really don't want to see this happening, but there's someone maybe you don't mind seeing it too. It's Nathan MacKinnon. Right away, I start getting grilled. I expected the Avs fans to come at me, and that's fine. It's not the best comment. I get that. And, how can you say this, blah, blah, blah. That's not right. You don't want to see it in the game, but you're okay that it's MacKinnon. Well, I do remember what happened to Nolan Patrick at the courtesy of Nathan MacKinnon. So he's got a soft spot in my heart. So I take a nap, wake up like an hour and a half later, and my timeline just blowed up. 30, 40 notifications. I felt like Tony Cordasco after a Carlson shorty for a second there. And
9
I'm just
shots
getting grilled.
9 shots for Will.
For MacKinnon?
No, for your guy, Carly, whatever you call him.
Okay, Carlson, cool. I'm over that game. But back to my timeline, 30, 40 notifications. I'm just getting torn to shreds. I just got torn to shreds. So it made me think for a second. It probably, I don't know if it was the best tweet. So I really want to take this time to apologize to no one. I don't care what you thought about my tweet. MacKinnon got slew-footed. I don't care, okay? It made me a little bit happy. He's okay. He got up. He got, maybe a little soreness in the back. He got up. He's fine. He got a misconduct for chirping the ref. Life is good. Get over it, people. It's hockey. I chirp. You chirp. Let's just have fun with it. So moving forward. And then quick one. There was a delay in the football game last night because of drones flying over the stadium. What is happening here? WT Drone 1.
Oh, okay. That's a new one.
Made that up myself.
What would Kucherov say? Okay, WTF. Hockey is not for everyone.
Okay.
I'm going to go to that photo op at the White House. Where in the world for the Vegas Golden Knights is the diversity? Take a look at that photo. Where is the stinking diversity? I was okay with Bruce Cassidy, South Beach Bruce, nodding off during the ceremony. I was okay with that. I was okay with your guy Carly like mooching up to of course Kelly McCrimmon and being front and center when he's not even a stinking American, and Jack Eichel should have been up there front and center. Okay, I'm okay with all that. When you take a look at that photo, this is the problem that I have with the National Hockey League. There's no diversity, none in the front office. WTF. WTF1. You look perplexed. At VGK _ Mucky. WTF1. Why didn't they think about the manhole covers? So last night we had an issue, and just 8 minutes into the practice session there, they should have brought out the Zamboni. They should have brought out the Zamboni race. And that's my input there. This has been the most hyped F1 race of the season, and 10 minutes into the practice session, it is canceled. WTF1.
So,
What a disaster. Like, so did they get in that second practice? Because I know it's kind of early and all that.
so I just credit to Willie for putting this up, Willie Ramirez. No higher priority at Formula One race than the safety and security of our drivers, fans alike, following last night's incident involving a water valve cover, manhole, LVGP F1 FIA.
You're a manhole.
Who's the FIA? Decided to take extra precautions to ensure integrity of the track. Blah, 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 blah. Given the lateness of the hour, logistical concerns, blah, 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 blah. With the full round completed, they made the it was a difficult decision to close the fan zones prior to the beginning of the second segment. So how'd the refund go for those people that paid $500, $800, $1,000? I want to know about that. So what I will say here, I have a WTF one, but not related directly to the race. A very large casino corporation that I may or may not used to work for put a memo out there. This is all hands on deck, right? This is big time in Vegas for F1. And the casinos, they're doing whatever they can to get their employees to and from. And it's just a lot of words that I don't want to say right now. But this very large corporation puts a memo out there that their HR departments are on call 24/7, but they're not going to be in the casinos. All hands on deck. It's F1. This is the time we got to come together as employees and get through this troubling time with all this money coming in. HR, have the weekend off. Keep your phones on. Enjoy the weekend.
And it was Carlos Sainz. That video was very troubling. In watching that manhole cover blow up, he blew the chassis on his car, and very, very expensive.
I don't care about the car. Were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles okay? Were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles okay? Were they okay?
Did you see the tweet? Someone
I saw a bunch of them. They were great.
Yeah, someone tweeted at me with
as long
that
as Raphael is and Leonardo are there, as long as they're
What about
okay,
Peter Angelo? What about Peter Angelo? Esteban Ocon also. He had a chassis on his car that they needed to replace. I was reading the angry.
They got the money. I don't care about their chassis.
The angry Ferrari chief. I was watching a clip of Frederick Vasseur. He said the incidents were unacceptable. They tried to pry him to give more feedback about the entirety of this event, and he just stopped himself because he was ready to rip.
Smart.
But he said it's just unacceptable, and it cost his team a fortune. So we will keep an eye on that. And I hope that they get this whole thing figured out. WTF1. Okay, one of the traditions of Formula One is to take off your shoe, pour booze in it, and do one of those patented shoeies. This is absolutely disgusting. It ranks up there with drinking out of the Stanley Cup. It's not sanitary.
Stanley Cup's a lot more sanitary. We have scientific evidence.
It's not stainless steel. Those are disgusting, don't you think? Also, WTF1. Hey, can you add more bridges out there so people don't have to go around the city to get across to the pits or wherever they're going?
Tony, I'm going to stop you real fast. I thought you were going to make a comment because I think that same casino company that I was talking about earlier actually sells shoey drinks right now. And I'm sure they're $100 to drink 4 ounces of low quality crap out of it too. I thought that's where you were going. Seriously, that's what I was waiting for. So I'm jumping in. I'm parlaying your WTF one.
This wasn't under WTF, but at Rosalie 1952, I agree, younger Chris, with 9 shots on goal. He should have at least gotten 1 goal. That's Carlson. By the way, let Tony know
6 goals, but he didn't do anything wrong.
Let Tony know that his favorite song, Dancing Queen, was played at the Devils and Senators game in Sweden this morning. I'm sure ABBA, being a Stockholm group, had nothing to do with it.
Oh,
Oof. Hashtag WTF.
I had no idea. What do I
At
know?
E-Runs. More importantly, where's the fish? We had a laugher against the Sharks. It was a perfect opportunity for some hard-hitting questions there, Mr. Chris. Also at E-Runs, WTF. How do I become a Dasco client? Sounds bougie. We appreciate everyone's comments.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks to my nephew, Jase, who sent me from University of Minnesota, where he's the director of player personnel, this brand new cap. So thanks, and a shout out to my nephew,
cool.
Jase. They need one more win to become bowl eligible. And if the alma mater, if UNLV wins at Air Force on Saturday, potentially we could see a Mountain West Conference championship game here in a couple of weeks, which would be really a lot of fun and very surprising.
When's the last one? When's the last time UNLV
Back in the Stone
football?
Age, 84.
Okay.
1984. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Great.
I know, but a lot of these folks here are putting added pressure on the team by calling this the biggest game ever. Well, let me tell you, folks, if UNLV defeats Air Force up in Colorado Springs on Saturday, the following week will be the biggest game ever when they play against San Jose State. And if they win that game, they're going to be in the Mountain West Championship game, and that will be the biggest game ever.
San Jose sounds like an easy victory to me.
No, they're surging. They're surging.
They're good.
They won 3 straight. We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our everydayers. Thanks for putting up with myself. Oh, and my man, Chris Golick, of course. And don't forget that coming up on Saturday morning, you can check out the YouTube exclusive Chris times Chris Jr. That's a lot of fun. Why don't you ask Chris Jr. on the show tomorrow about Goldie, the goldfish? I want to get his take. Can we do that? Well, we'll see you again, of course, on Monday. We have the back-to-back games that we will be recapping, and we appreciate you all tuning in. And we'll see you again Monday right here. I promise. It's a no-swear weekend for me. See you again here on Monday, right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Take care.